Hi, everyone. My name is Jackie Bassman, principal with PPK. I'm very happy to be here today to present to you the quad design for San Leandro High School. It is part of a master plan that your superintendent and vision for the high school. As you all know, the first phase of construction or the major phase of construction is going to be the replacement of the new gym. But the courtyard improvement is going to be starting earlier than the gym building. And this is going to be part of the improvement for the high school, including the gym, as well as other portions of the campuses. But today, we're going to be focusing on the courtyard only. Our landscape architect is IDS, and we're going to turn it over to them to describe to you in more detail.
Hey everybody, my name is Mirelli, working with IDS, and Devin as well with me. I'm going to speak, but Devin, if I forget anything, please feel free to chime in.
Absolutely.
So this beautiful master plan was created for the courtyard to bring more interest and bring the students together and gather in a space where they can have fun. And also the district can also use this space for outdoor classes when necessary. So we are like improving the greenery of the space, bringing more trees. That's actually is also required from the state for new buildings to bring the certain amount of trees to the project. And we took like the center of the courtyard as a concept, as a gathering area where students can sit around this wall that can almost work as a amphitheater, more or less, with different modular seatings and fun seatings for the students to gather in group and do all those things kids do nowadays, presentations and speeches. If someone has to do some presentation, they can go there in a center and talk to the students and just use this space to enhance the school and the friendship and learning all together. If Ted, if you can go back a little bit for the site plan. Yes. So we have this concept is based on like two major circulation corridors. So we have one corridor that's going to connect to the other areas with the gym and the other areas of the site. And we are using the palm trees as just accentuate that corridor, and it's something that's going to be carried over towards the other areas as they get developed. And in the other corridor, we have an alley of trees, and we take the chance to use those trees to have planter wall seating around them. So those trees could be like a monument trees with the monument plaque as the memorial trees for the school. So that's a good chance for that. And we also have a grove of trees on the other side where the picnic tables are to provide lunch areas and future, if interest and if desired, that area can also be designated for shade structures. So in terms of seating and all that, we have also a few separate benches and singular benches to go around the landscape with campus. So what you want to bring here, it's different types of situations like group sitting, individual sitting, sitting for eating and having lunch or learning. So if you can keep going for other areas of the site. So we talked about this, the circle area, and also we have a synthetic turf around that circle as the students can sit down. Some people like to sit on turf and hang out and just rest or lay down a little bit. So that's what that area is for. And moving forward, you can see that corridor of palm trees with a few individual benches this triangle that you see of the plants is a bioretention area necessary to collect all the water from the site. So it's a very nice big planting area. If you move to the other view, this is the view looking from the library, from the cafeteria over to library. And here you can see the circular seatings that I mentioned before with memorial trees. And they can have like a memorial plate on top of the seating engraved in it. And in the back, you see the grove with the picnic tables. And this other view, it's the opposite view coming from the library over to the cafeteria and walking through the circle with a little bit more of like seating options for the students. And here's just a combination of all the views together for the green area. We feel very strong about this concept, and we're so excited about this, not a concept, about this project, and we're so excited to bring this to life, because I think the students are gonna love it. I would love to be there if I was a student, and I wish my high school would have one of those. Please, Devin, Ted, or Jackie, feel free to chime in case I forgot any important future.
Yeah, that was a great overview, Mirelli. I think just kind of our main goal of the courtyard design is to create, sort of flexible space for, outdoor learning opportunities for the staff and students to get together, whether in large groups or small groups, and expanding the outdoor options for lunch, and taking advantage of the great temperate Bay Area weather that we have. And I feel like this design just allows us to offer it all, and really will be a great improvement to the current courtyard, and the up kind of that wow factor when students are coming into the campus new, and staff or parents are visiting, and just really kind of envisioning that higher academic level that the San Leandro High School offers to its students.
The goal is to activate the quad, as well as increase the area for students to sit. There's actual benches and tables.
Jackie, if you don't mind me asking, do you know what the seating capacity is there?
I think we talked about around 800, 300 to 400, Morelli.
So
We have like around 580 seats.
Sorry.
And then there's plenty of space, where kind of chairs and portable benches can be added as well if needed for specific events.
Thank you. So with that,
there was a mention of a master plan, and I just want to make it clear, there is no adopted master plan for the school. The only thing that's been approved so far is the gym, and then this would be the second project coming out of Measure N. So I just want to make sure that there's people know, you talk about the library and things like that. That's all sort of potential future projects that we're talking about, but there is no master plan at this point, no future master plan for San Leandro High School. Is that right, Aaron?
yeah, that's correct. I think a part of what they call as master plan was some of these concepts, because we have to tie this in with the gym, and there's electrical work and that sort of thing. And I think that's what the team is referring to when they talk about master plan, not
Right.
necessarily any other buildings, but how do we blend this with our current project?
Yeah, we've just had some confusion with or anxiety caused at the school, where people think that their classrooms are going away, or we have plans for this or that haven't gone through a process, sort of a public design process. So I'm really that makes me nervous when I hear master plan.
Small m, small p.
Mhm. So with that, thank you guys. Did you have anything else you wanted to mention, or?
Well, I think we wanted to ask, so San Leandro High School staff, get questions or comments or feedback from them regarding, does this look like, a positive add to the school? Is there anything that you would see issues with? We know what the grass looks like right now, which is sometimes grass, sometimes weeds, sometimes, dead hay out there. We're thinking this would be a good, a nice center attraction for school-wide. But is there anything that we're missing as the people who are there every day? Reggie, Jonathan, other Anna, anything that we should know about that or think about this? It's not a done deal yet.
Thus far, I love the design. I just had some questions on just the cosmetics in regards to the landscape in the grass area. Now, is the grass area going to be, natural like bluegrass, or is it going to be like kind of like a turf?
It's a synthetic turf.
Okay. Nice.
Yes.
Less maintenance.
Yeah.
Let's
Less
try and
maintenance.
keep the mowers
Yes.
out of mowers off of during tests.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that will eliminate that.
Jonathan, did you have anything you want to add? Or
I had a couple questions. My first question, because I haven't really been following this super closely. When is this going to be done? And is this coming before the gym or after the gym?
I can field that one if you like. We're trying very hard to get this started at the beginning of summertime and to have it be completed by the end of summer. So this would actually, we're already doing some preliminary things on the gym currently, not necessarily construction, but this will coincide with some of the other activities that we'll be doing on the gym as well.
The next question I had was, and this is more for the admin team in terms of, is there a plan to ask students about this? Because we're talking a lot about the students, and how the design team rightly said, this is something that the students are going to use the most. Is this something we can ask students for their feedback on? Because I think students often have, I think it's really beautiful. I think it's a much more, like people were saying, a lot more attractive thing to look at than what we've got currently. But I'd be very curious to hear what students have to say. I think they're going to like it, but I think they are often very perceptive and insightful. And I guess that's more of a comment than a question. And then my other question is, and I don't know what the plans are. I don't know if this team would be doing the other buildings as well, but just something that to think about maybe is in terms of well, not this year so much, but usually it does rain in the winter. And something we've had issues with before is where do kids go during lunch when it's raining? And we don't really currently have a lot of seating for the 2,600 students when it rains. And so obviously the courtyard is not necessarily the way to solve that, but just in terms of thinking about the whole project, that would be something that I think would be great to have somewhere in the project as a place for students to go when it rains. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments? I don't see any hands up. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Fall, for those comments. They're definitely invaluable. When we move forward with our projects, we try to keep all those types of things into consideration. And I know that the current location that kids have that are sheltered is limited as far as space. So if we do future projects here, we'll definitely keep that in mind as far as outdoor eating spaces that are a little bit more sheltered. Seeing that there's no other questions, I wanted to thank everybody for their time and just once again reiterate that the plan is to try and get this done by the end of this summer. We are at the mercy of entities, public entities that we have to get approvals with, and sometimes we don't have a lot of control over their timelines, but currently we're tracking that and hope to have that completed. But I want to put that little caveat in there just in case we run into some issue or problem
So we're saying some, we'd like it to be summer 2022, but it might actually be summer 2023 by the time it goes through DSA and through the bidding process. Is that right?
Aaron, when would you like to have their feedback by? If they leave the meeting and after Dr. Richardson shares the video with the rest of the staff and potentially with the students, when would you like to have drop dead date for feedback?
I think it's reasonable to say by the 25th.
Okay. Looks furiously at her calendar. Okay, within the next week or so.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, well, with that, I thank everybody for their time. I appreciate the team coming and showing their handiwork with the nice designs. And we look forward to any comments. I think, because I also mentioned that she put a link in the chat for any other things you might think of later on after. Sometimes you don't always think of them right away. So we will be monitoring that and checking on that too up until the 26th. So with that, I'll sign off and thanks everybody.